Welcome all. This is Ashok Kumar Sarvepalli. Till previous session, we discussed about first six problems in our mensuration series. So totally 5 sessions have been gone. The first 3 sessions have given the intro of mensuration, and the next 2 sessions we are discussing about the problems. Now we will continue our discussion from the 7th problem. Fine. So what this problem says, the 7th problem. So there are 4 walls and a ceiling of a room of length 25 feet, breadth 12 feet and height 10 feet are to be painted. Painter A can paint 200 square feet in 5 days. Painter B can paint 250 square feet in 2 days. If A and B work together, in how many days do they finish the job? This is a question. Fine. Generally, if you see a room, a living room or a bedroom or whatever it is, the shape of a room will be in terms of a cuboid mostly. If it is a very small room, it will be in terms of a square, cube. So if it is in terms of a cuboid, there are totally 6 faces in a cuboid. You have a length and breadth, and opposite also a length and breadth and height, opposite breadth and height and length, opposite also height and length. So 6 faces, 6 rectangles you will be having in a cuboid typically. Fine. So now coming to this question, the 4 walls and the ceiling of the rooms are all painted. Fine. So you are painting 4 walls and a ceiling. So that's the surface area of a cuboid, total surface area. You know that the total surface area of a cuboid formula is 2 times of LB plus BH plus HL, right? So 2 times of LB plus BH plus HL. But do you think you will be painting all the 6 faces in a room? No, that is not given in the question as well. That is as a normal way we do. We just paint the 4 walls and the ceiling. We will never paint the floor of the room. Fine. So that is also given in the question. They are painting the wall and ceiling of a room. Fine. So now which you need to ignore? You should not use the formula as such. You should ignore one length and breadth, because suppose the floor is length and breadth, the top is also a length and breadth. Skip one length and breadth and you will be end up in having LB plus 2BH plus 2HL. This will be your total surface area required without floor, right? So I believe if you have any doubt, you can refer my first 3 videos how the total surface area of a cuboid is being calculated. Total surface area is nothing but painting all the sides of the cuboid. Cuboid has totally 6 rectangles, right? So in a 6 rectangle, the floor is one of the rectangle. I am skipping that. That is why I am getting L into B in this case. Now we will find the total surface area of the cuboid here. So what are the things given? It is given in terms of feet. So length and breadth are 25 and 12 feet. Height are 10 feet. So L is equal to 25. Breadth is equal to 12. Height is equal to 10 feet. So typically when you substitute here 25 into 12 plus 2 times of breadth into height, 12 into 10 plus 2 times of height into length, which is nothing but 10 into 25. So typically you will have 300 plus 240 plus this is 250, 500. So you will have 800 plus 1040 square feet is the amount of paint that required. Okay. Now the question is, painter A can paint 200 square feet in 5 days. He is capable of doing that job. Painter B can paint 250 square feet in 2 days. So the total square feet we got as 1040 square feet, right? So now if A and B work together, in how many days do they finish the job? Alright. So the total square feet we have, total square feet, whatever it's been calculated, total square feet is equal to 1040. So painter A capability is, painter A can paint 200 square feet in 5 days. So painter A can paint in 1 day 200 divided by 5, which is equal to 40 square feet, painter A capacity. And similarly, you need to calculate for painter B. It's given that painter B capacity is 250 square feet in 2 days. Alright. 250 square feet in 2 days means you have 250 divided by 2, typically it is nothing but 125. So painter B is more efficient. So in 1 day, if both work together, in a single day, in 1 day if both work together, it will be 40 plus 125, 165 square feet, both is capable of doing it. So total 1040 square feet, in how many days they will complete? It's nothing but 1040 divided by 165. It will come around 6.3 something. Approximately in the 7th day, they will complete this job. Fine. Hope you understood this. I will repeat again. The 4 walls and the ceiling of a room has been painted. Length 25, breadth 12 and height 10. So you need to find the total surface area of the room. Fine. That needs to be painted. You need to exclude the floor of the room. That is why I am skipping this 2 lb. Only 1 lb. This is without floor. Okay. So that 2 bh 2 hl. Because these are the 4 walls. This is the 2 walls and the other 2 walls here. 4 walls. And I am getting 1040 square feet. Now what I am trying to do here, I am trying to find what is the amount of work that's been done by person A, painter A and painter B. So the total amount of thing they can capable of painting in one day is 165 square feet. So 1040 square feet, if they both work together, they will complete the work in 7th day. Okay. All right. Now let us move to the next question. If the sides of the square be increased by 50%, the present increase in the area will be fine. So your square, you have a square. If the sides of the square is increased by 50%, let the original square side be x. And if you see the original area, then it will be of a square is x square, x into x. Now the sides of the square is being increased by 50%. What do you mean by increasing by 50%? So if a side of a square is 1 centimeter, you can calculate these type of questions in terms of keeping some 1 also, like a side of a square. That is also correct. Okay, I will do with variables itself. So if your side of a square is increased by 50%, your x will become 1.5 times x, right? Because 1 into x is original, x only. 1.5 times x is 50% increase, right? So that's what. If I have a 1 rupee, a 50% increase means I will have 1.5. So I need to make it as 1.5x, the new square side. So you can, as I said, you can take it as 1 as well. That will be very easy to solve. Now 1.5 into 1.5, new area is nothing but 1.5x into 1.5x is equal to 2.25 x square, right? So the new area will be 2.25 times x square. So this is area new. You need to find the percentage increase in the area, which is nothing but area new minus the old area divided by where you started into 100. Where you started in the sense what was the original area. So you will have like, you will continue this with so typically if you see area new minus area, which is going to be 2.25 x square minus x square by x square. So 2.25 x square minus x square divided by x square into 100. So you can take x square commonly outside and it will become 2.25 minus 1 by x square, which get cancelled into 100, which will be 1.25 into 100. So that will be 125% will be the increase in the area. So you can take, as I said, you can take a square of 1 centimeter each side. So the area will be 1 square. And if you take 50% increase, that will be 1.5. That will be 2.25. From 1 to 2.25, it is 125% increase. So hope you understood this question. Alright? Yeah. So now move to the 9th one. How many cuboids of length 5 meter, width 3 meter, height 2 meter? So you are going to make a cuboid can be framed from a cuboid of 18 meter length, 15 meter. So you have a bigger cuboid and you're going to cut small cuboids out of which. So how many cuboids? This is nothing but a volume problem, right? So you need to find the volume of the larger cuboid divided by the volume of a smaller cuboid will give you the number of cuboids. It is like something like the total number of sweets you have in hand and how many sweets you're gonna, if you're gonna distribute the particular number of sweets to each person, how many persons are there in a team, something like that, similar to type of questions. So you have a larger cuboid and you're gonna find the volume of a larger cuboid. So in this question, if you see, the volume of a cuboid is basically L into B into H. So yeah, so if you see here, it is nothing but bigger cuboid, 18, 15 and 2. So volume of, don't cancel, multiply the hardcore value. Volume of larger cuboid, larger divided by volume of smaller cuboid. So volume of a larger cuboid will be 18 into 15 into 2. Don't multiply each and everything and find answer. It will take a lot of time. Finally, you can cancel it out. Now the volume of smaller cuboids will be 5 into 3 into 2. So if you divide both, you will get the number of cuboids that can be made out of the larger cuboid. So you can cancel this 2 and this will get cancelled to 15. So totally 18 cuboids you can make from that volume of the larger cuboids. Quite easy. Fine. Now the 10th question. The two cylinders of their radius are there in the ratio. As I told, ratio is a comparison, it is not the absolute values. So two cylinders are in the ratio 3:5 and heights are in the ratio 10:9. Now you need to find the volume ratio. Yes. So they have given the comparison of radius, comparison of height. You need to find the comparison of their volumes. This is cylinder 1 and you have a cylinder 2. So this radius, if you see, like R1 and this is R2. So now what is the ratio given? Ratios are given 3:5. I will put as 3x and I will put this as 5x. Let x be that particular ratio quantity. And next, height are in the ratio. I will put height quantity be y. So h1 will be 10y. This is for the first cylinder, and for the second cylinder it will be 9y. Now you need to find what is v1 and v2 ratio. You don't worry about finding the absolute values. They have asked the ratio only in terms of v1 v2. Now you need to divide v1 and v2. You know that v1 is nothing but pi r1 square h1 and v2 is nothing but pi r2 square h2. Divide v1 by v2, that is they have asked, right? Find the ratio of their volumes. Yeah, so since radius of first cylinder by second cylinder, you should make v1 by v2 only. That is what their expectation. So pi r1 square h1 divided by pi r2 square h2 will end up in pi will get cancelled. On the other hand, r1 square is nothing but 9x square, h1 is nothing but 10y divided by r2 is nothing but 25x square, r2 square, I mean h2 is nothing but 9y, right? Y x square will get cancelled. So if you have 9 into 10 divided by 25 into 9, so typically 9 will also get cancelled. So you will end up in having 10 divided by 25, right? So 9 will also get cancelled. v1 is to v2 is nothing but 10 is to 25, which is nothing but 2:5 will be the volume ratios. The answer. Yeah. So I will repeat again. The volume ratios of radius and height is given of two cylinders. Sorry, you need to find the volume of the ratio of the two cylinders. No need to find the absolute values, just the ratios. So divide v1 by v2. R1 h1 is there, R2 h2 is there. By r1 square h1, by r2 square h2, you will have 9x square 10y divided by 25x square 9y. If you cancel things out, 9 x square y, remaining is 10 25. So it is 2:5 ratio. Hope you understood all the 4 sums we discussed in this session. Next, in the final session of the cylinders, I mean of the surface mensuration chapter, we will see the 11, 12 and 13 question. Thanks for watching.